Hello folks, it's a big one today. We have an unboxing of a Holy Grail fragrance. This is a real quick video today. A real Holy Grail fragrance. I've just got my Monsieur de Givenchy on there, so you've got something to listen to. To look at, I mean. If you would like to buy fragrance samples in the United States, Canada or Puerto Rico, please go to myfragrancesamples.com. There is a link in the description. My recommended place for an amazing range of designer and niche scents. Stunning range. You can trust these guys. Okay, let's get into it. So I have ordered Patou pour Homme, an aftershave. And we say we're excited sometimes, and sometimes we're not, to unbox things in videos. Not that excited. This time I really am. So this is an eBay order that I made this week, and it turned up on eBay. Cost me £240, British pounds, for a 90ml spray, mostly full, I think. Maybe unused. It's going to be a tester. So Patou pour Homme. Why am I so excited? This is one of the most hyped up and sought after and expensive, when you can find it, discontinued fragrances out there, and it's meant to be one of the best fougères, one of the best 80s fragrances ever, but I think that could be just because of the scarcity. It's been overhyped a bit, okay? I'm just going to do a little bit of opening in fact. Unopening would be to close it, wouldn't it? We're going to slice a few slices off of that thing there, and we're going to see how this bad boy smells today. So let me give you a little bit more information about the fragrance before we open this one up. What do you think? Will it be as good as they say, or will I be slightly disappointed? You know, I've wondered if maybe my vintage Paco Rabanne pour Homme might be similarly good from the mid-80s. It's just you can get that easily, so you can get one for 50, 60 quid. Okay, note listing. So John Curlio, 1980 release. Your note listing has clary sage, lavender, basil, black pepper, tarragon, pimento seeds, patchouli, vetiver, geranium, fir, cedar, leather, civet, vanilla, tonka, sandalwood and labdanum, giving it a slightly exotic twist. Maybe. Let's find out what it's all about, shall we? Let's see if we can actually get into the thing. I hate doing this on camera, to be honest. It's so fiddly and embarrassing, and it never quite works, and now the camera's shaking. Okay, we're in. We are in. The very kind gentleman on eBay who sold it to me recognised that it was me, Mr. Smelly, the great, I'm kind of a big deal. People know me. So he said he's thrown in some samples of stuff, which is very kind and totally unnecessary, but thank you to him. Oh, look, how kind is that? Okay, so we've got some very generous samples. You didn't have to do that. Dune pour Homme from Christian Dior. Thank you. Jazz Eau de Toilette. Vintage one of that. Thank you so much. I've got the bottle, actually, so maybe I'll pass that on to a deserving friend. French Line by Revillon. Never heard of it. Thank you so much. And we also have 12. Jean Courtier 12. I have that one. Very interesting fougère fragrance from the 80s. So thank you so much, sir, for that. I'll try and pass the ones I already have on to a good friend, Phileas from this early toilet from Nina Ricci. So that's extremely kind of this gentleman to do that. Let's get into the main event then. Here it is. This is going to be the Patou pour Homme 90ml aftershave splash. The moment of truth. Is it going to be worth the hype? What do you reckon, guys? I'm excited. So this is my style. I love aromatic fougère fragrances. Our fragrance there, by the way, Norton & Wilson's Gravitas pour Homme, a classic fougère, and we now have a slightly more citrusy flanker to it, a slightly fresher flanker, which is called Gravitas Essentia. Go to nortonandwilson.com, link in the description to check that one out. But this is the real deal from the 80s, and let's see what we think. So the moment of truth, here we go, guys. It's going to be a tester. I wanted to have the nice box design and stuff, but you can't have everything in life, can you? And wow, here it is. It's Patou pour Homme. This is a great day for me. Patou pour Homme. And we can see on the side there, it says Patou pour Homme aftershave, notes épices et boises, so woods and spices, I believe that means. My French is limited, but I think I can do that one. And am I right about that? And it also says we have vetiver, bourbon vetiver, Virginia cedar, my favourite type of cedar, Santal de Mysore sandalwood, and Poivre de Malabar. I've forgotten what Poivre means. I should know that. And Sorge, Sclary, Pimento. I don't know what that means. Pimento and some Sorgi Sclary. Good stuff. Patou pour Homme. There it is. Lovely. I like the bottle design. Let's have a little bit of a closer look at that if we can get some kind of decent light on that. Let's maybe it could be better, couldn't it? Let's see if we get a bit more there. Okay, so it looks good. Okay, it's a basic bottle now. Classic stuff about this one. The guy in Miami Vice wore this one. What's his name? Don Johnson? Is that one of the name? There's one scene where you see it on his sideboard or whatever, and that's the only famous wearer I know. Let's spray this bad boy. I wonder if it's never been sprayed before. That would be nice. That would be a good start. Let's find out. So I'm going to spray on the back of my hand. Oh, I don't have a watch on. That's no good. How common. We shall wear an Amiga Constellation for this magical moment. 1956 Amiga Constellation. There it is. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, let's go for it, guys. Here we go. Okay, so sprays first straight away. So it's been sprayed probably before. We do just 2 because that's a very big sprayer. Never sprayed this in my life. So excited. I am genuinely excited. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, it's green. It's got the classic 80s fragrance smell, and it has that smell that I notice in my vintage Patou Rabanne Pour Homme, which I believe to be the smell of a somewhat aged fragrance that may not have smelled exactly like that when it was first made. I don't mean that in a bad way. I notice it also in my, what's it called? A couple of my other ones, Balenciaga Pour Homme from 1990 that I've got a bottle of, and the other one that's whose name escapes me at the moment. So it is a very, very recognisable smell. Okay, so it's green, it's deep, it's rich, it's resinous, it has tonka, it has a kind of a hint of an animalic undertone, but it's not pissy like Koros. Hell yeah, it is really good on first impression. It's really complex and it's going to take a long time to get used to it. Is it worth the hype? Does it stand out massively, obviously? For example, better than my Patou Rabanne Pour Homme from the mid-80s bottle that you can still get easily? Not obviously at this stage. Is it in that kind of league? Yes. It's a really good fragrance. I'm really happy to have it in the collection. This was only a first impression, so I'll give you more. Definitely exciting, definitely old school, definitely really good. Is it as good as they, to be the most hyped up thing ever? Does it deserve that? Maybe not. Amiga Constellation, watch of the day, lovely. Look at that crosshairs design on the dial there and the indices and all that fun stuff. 1956. The fragrance, more importantly, 1980. Thumbs up, but I'll let you know how big of a thumbs up in a full review soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.